All right, we're here with Jack Sculler, who is an up-and-coming artist here in New York. Why don't you tell us a little bit about when you first decided you found out that you can sing, when you decided you wanted to sing as a career? Go from there.
Well, I'm 16 years old now, and I've known since very young age. I think when I was around 8 when I started singing, and then my first public performance was around that age too. And I was always around music, as a kid, just, going to shows in Hoboken and Manhattan, and, always listening to music, from lots of different eras. I was exposed to so much art, and it really shaped me. Mm-hmm. And, I've known for a while that, this is what I want to do. And my first public performance was sometimes I feel like a motherless child at a school talent show, and I started playing, as I got older, I started playing my own shows, writing my own songs, and the experience has been amazing. Just being able to reach out to a crowd with material that you created yourself and feeling their response, their energy back to you, it's amazing, and there's really no better feeling.
Now, you just performed at a Grammy event. How exciting was that for you?
I did. That was very exciting, and it was a surprise performance. I didn't know I was performing, and I'm not used to that kind of impromptu thing. It was cool. It was like 700 high school kids, and like great response, and just, I had fun with it. Because they played my song in the background, like the actual song "Love Is a Drum," mm-hmm. And so like by the time I played it live, they already knew it, the words, because it's so it's very simplistic, and it was just so fun. They were singing along and clapping, and it was a great energy in the room, and I was honored to be there because Grammy Career Day, I think it just became like a holiday in New York City.
And now, do you go to regular high school, or do you?
I do. I'm a sophomore in high school, and but I'm, the music. It's, I don't really know where it's going to take me. It's just, I'm just, going to keep at it because I know it's what I'm most passionate about. Mm-hmm. I'm very serious about my music, and I just got to take every opportunity that comes my way.
Now, is it performing in general that you're interested in, or just music? Do you want to act, or? Well,
I've always been, interested in, a lot of different kinds of arts, but, music is number one, and then if acting comes along, yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it, or, I like doing stuff like that.
How would you describe your music?
My music, I've heard, like reviewers have called it a lot of different things. I've been tagged as, rockabilly and, certain influences here and there. Really, it's like a hybrid, mm-hmm. because I have so many influences that range from the 50s to, current. And, like the Everly Brothers, Elvis Presley's a big one, Eddie Cochran, to the Beatles, to David Bowie, to the Ramones, to, Lenny Kravitz, the Black Keys, Adele, mm-hmm. It's just so many, influences that have inspired me, and, a lot of people hear certain things in my music and they name it right away. Like this, one guy at Grammy Career Day, he heard my song, he goes, "Black Keys, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, love them." So it's just a lot of different influences that people can hear.
What's it like for you when somebody reacts to your music and either embraces it, or even if they don't embrace it, at least they're reacting to it?
It was funny at first, because I wasn't used to that. I didn't know what it would be like, putting your own music out there and mm-hmm. getting response. But yeah, especially online, the interaction with fans from so many different places, it's incredible, because I never even imagined that early on in my career I would have fans in Spain, mm-hmm. or Brazil, or in Canada, and I get these these messages every day that I respond to as many as I can. It's like, it's amazing though, just reading how much these people support me, and I just talking to them, and hearing what they think about my music, and it's such an exhilarating, pleasing feeling. I mean,
Now, when you're singing, how much vulnerability do you show? Is it something that you put in 100% of, or obviously when you're singing, it's an emotional experience for most singers?
Yeah, it's always emotional. You know, you always got to feel the song, what it's about. You got to know what you're singing about, and you know, it's always been real. You know, all my songs are about real things, about real experiences and emotions, and you know, things that I connect with. So when I sing them and perform them, it's, you know, not only that I have to feel them, but it's also the energy in the room that brings out a lot of, you know, energy in me, and you know, different kinds of emotions. You know, there's the adrenaline, you know, that comes from performing live, and you know, it's just that whole vibe, whole energy of connecting with people. It's really a thrill.
And where can fans get your EP? Are you going to release a full-length album, that kind of thing?
Well, right now there are some songs that you can hear on my Facebook band page and my website, and you can also message me and you know, stay up to date on Twitter, just at Jack Sculler.
Cool. And do you do gigs around the city where people can come out and check you out?
I do. Recently I actually played 2 shows opening for Teddy Geiger. That was a lot of fun. He's a great guy, and Jesse Rubin also played at one of them. You know, I play a lot at like the Living Room, Maxwell's in Hoboken.
Yeah.
And I played at the Cake Shop, Rockwood Music Hall. I also, every other month, I sing at this place called Joe's Pub with the Losers Lounge, which is a tribute series. They do a different tribute every other month, and it's, you know, they've done tributes to greats like, you know, David Bowie, Michael Jackson, the Beach Boys, and you know, they asked me, you know, to appear as a guest performer, and you know, you really only get like 3 minutes to win a crowd over, to sell a song. So it's a good experience for me. You know, every time it's like testing myself, you know, challenging myself to win a crowd over in 3 minutes, and you know, and also not only are you yourself with, you know, the Losers Lounge, but you also kind of take a role, you know, a character. You have to absorb the song that you're singing, you know the lyrics, know what they're about. That's the thing about singing, you know, someone else's song. You have to feel what they felt when they wrote it, really. You have to relate to that in a way, and even if you can't relate to it, you have to, you know, pretend like you can, you know, and just, you know, feel what it's about. And you know, Losers Lounge is a great experience. And yeah, actually, I played my first show in LA in November at this little club called Genghis Cohen, which is a, have you heard of it?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, that acoustic rock venue mixed with authentic Chinese food.
Now, what was that like? Was it a different kind of vibe, different audience in LA than New York?
It was, you know, it was hard to tell after one show, but it was a really great show, because that room seats, you know, about 60 people. It's very intimate. You know, I was telling, you know, somebody, it was like almost like being at medieval times because of the rows, you know, and you know, I was very close to the audience, and I was very exposed, you know. I almost felt like naked up there. It was just, you know, and I didn't think, you know, a lot of people in LA knew who I was, but you know, the room was actually, you know, very full, you know, for my first show, and you know, it turns out like a lot of people came up to me afterwards and told me that they came, you know, to see me, and I was, wow, how'd that happen, you know? But oh yeah, it was a great LA debut.
Now, what advice can you offer to somebody who's just starting out in the music industry? I know you're relatively new, but you also have some success behind you as well.
If you're just starting out, you have to love it. You know, you have to be passionate about it. It has to be everything you think about. It has to be everything that you do, really. I mean, you have to love doing it and want to do it all the time. It has to be the only thing on your mind, you know. It's a lot of work, but if it's something that you really enjoy doing and it's your life, you know, it should be very fun, you know, and enjoyable.
Cool. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. We look forward to seeing big things from you.
Thank you.